Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Patreon podcast. This week, I wanted to talk about overcoming bad habits. While I might not have concrete solutions to your problems, I might at least be able to help you become aware of how some of these problems might start or things that might be going on in your life too. So, in particular for me, I have a very bad habit of watching YouTube. I tend to have something on all the time, whether it's educational or music or if it's just entertainment. Like, I almost always have it on, and that's almost always distracting for me. And it's become a very bad habit. Honestly, this is kind of an annual bad habit for me. I tend to fall down a YouTube rabbit hole at least once a year, where suddenly I realize I'm watching probably like 3 or 4 hours a day, and I should probably not. And I should be clear that obviously if you want to watch YouTube for entertainment or do any of this stuff for entertainment, that's fine, but you shouldn't be conflating it with like education or like productivity. There's a YouTube or a few YouTube channels that I follow that are like music based. Either they take like memes and they transcribe them into music, like sheet music, or educational stuff talking about music theory or like guitar or piano technique and stuff like that. I like watching those, but they're not always educational as much as just entertainment. And you know, I think that it's important to understand that that stuff should be considered education or entertainment and not educational. And there's used for procrastination and spending time. And that's something that I'm really struggling with right now, where it's just like I'm spending many hours a day watching videos that aren't necessarily relevant to me, like progressing as an artist, which is, again, that's fine. If you want to spend your time consuming entertainment, that's okay. But if you want to progress as an artist, or if you want to finish projects, like you gotta have the time for that. And for me anyway, having videos in the background is so immensely distracting that I'm just not able to get anything else done while those videos are playing. Like, I feel like I'm being productive because I have Ableton open or I have Unity open, and like I'm writing a line of code every minute, while I'm also distracted watching somebody else play a game, and that's not productive. So obviously the first solution to this, or the first step in this, is to recognize that there is a problem, that I have a bad habit, and the second step is to be a little bit more aware of how I manage my day to day. And if I catch myself with like a bunch of YouTube tabs open, being like, okay, I'm going to watch all these videos, just like learn to either save those for later, like at a designated time, or just close them. Like, and that's hard. That's really hard. And I'm not saying breaking habits is easy, but it's one of those things where you just have to realize, like, look at what you want to do and recognize what your priorities are. And this past month, I've wanted to kind of just hang out and decompress and chill. And I'm kind of getting out of that mode, and I need to realize that, you know, I can't sit and watch YouTube videos all day, every day. As much as I'd like to, that's just not conducive to a productive lifestyle for me. I know some people can do it. Some people can have something open in the background and still get a bunch of work done. And, you know, I'm kind of jealous of that, but, you know, there's nothing I can do about it. So I would rather just get what I can done. Yeah, I mean, aside from that, I just want to make sure people like sit down and are very aware of, you know, their situation, because it can sneak up on you, and all of a sudden you're spending all this time doing, you build these habits, and then all of a sudden they become like part of your schedule and like part of your normal activities, where it's just like, okay, I got to sit down to work on this one thing, better open up Twitch stream that I always love watching and stuff like that. And, you know, that can be real dangerous when it comes to your productivity. So like like usual, like the key is mindfulness here and just being aware of, what you're doing and how you schedule your day. I guess that's really it. There's no silver bullet to this. Like everybody approaches these differently, and identifying what bad habits you might have. And I'm specifically talking about digital stuff here, but there's also bad habits where, like it could even be like reading a book, like depending on the books that you read, like you can use them as like education, but really they're kind of entertainment. And that's a dangerous thing too. So yeah, it's finding the healthy habits, the ones that are not only productive to you, but also like allow you to be productive. And I think that's really important. Yeah, I kind of lost my steam on this a little bit, but I hope that you understand where I'm going with this, where it's just like, it's important to identify, your problems. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you so much for being a Patreon supporter. I really genuinely do appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic Friday, fantastic weekend. I'm saying this, by the way, at like 3:00 on Thursday afternoon, because I've been so wrapped up in watching Elden Ring videos, because a very big video game franchise just released another big video game, and all of the people that I enjoy watching play games have been playing it, and it's okay. Yeah. So I'm going to export this and render it out and get it all uploaded while I'm continuing to finish watching my video, and then I'm going to be productive for real, I promise. But that's how it goes. Like some things you can do, like rendering stuff, like all you can do is wait for the progress bar to finish, and that's a good time to watch a video, as long as it's not 50 minutes long, but it's easy to fall down that hole. So that's what I'm saying. Be mindful of it. Be aware of these kind of traps, and try to avoid them, especially because these traps are intentionally designed to be sticky. Like companies want you to be on their website more, because that's how they get ad revenue. So it's a little insidious that, all they want is for you to stay there, and they're trying very hard for you to stay there. So it's a little bit of a battle of wills, I guess. So as always, I've talked about 2 minutes past my goodbye. So I'm going to get going. Again, thank you so much for listening. Thanks for being a Patreon supporter. Thank you. Thank you in general. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Be remarkable.